Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. What's up? It's me, Nicole. So, I have a special guest speaker on today, you guys. She's going to come and share her story. You guys know her experience, strength, and hope, what it was like when she was growing up, how she got into her addiction, what drugs and alcohol she was addicted to, what her life was like during active addiction, and then how she got sober. Okay?
Can I use your charger?
No.
I need it right now.
Okay, buddy.
It's my,
And don't come back in here, okay?
TV on my iPad and.
Okay, I love you. Bye. And she's going to share all that with us. Now, what I'm doing, though, before she gets here, I want to get all of you guys in the chat. He's taking a shower. I want to get all of you guys here in the chat so that way I don't bring her on and then nobody's in here. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to sit here and chit chat with you guys for just a second. I'm going to share this video around and then we will bring Kimberly on and she will start sharing her story. Okay. So I'm really excited. I haven't done this StreamYards in a while. And so it looks really good. Like I just seen it on my screen. And so I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty solid. So, and I'm going to let you guys ask questions. So if you have like questions you want to ask, you can text them to the phone number that's on the screen. And I will ask Kimberly the questions after she gets done sharing her story, because I don't want to ask him to her while she's sharing and then kind of like throw her off course. You know what I'm saying? So let me share this and get people up in here. I'm really excited though. This is the beginning of the people's stories. Okay. So I want to start having more of you guys on that watch my videos to come share your experience, strength, and hope. So I've already put out a video that said, hey guys, if you want to come share your story, you can come share your story. All you got to do is DM me and then I'll be able to help you, get it set up. So let me see. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. Okay, hold on just a second, guys. I'm trying to share this to everybody. Okay, while you're in here, this is what you can do. Drop your sobriety dates in the comment section. Let me know. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Lucy. What's up? Okay, good. Let me know how long you guys have been sober and, just any words of encouragement that you can give to Kimberly. That would be greatly appreciated. I remember the first time that I told my story, I was hella nervous, y'all. And I actually did it at a treatment center that I graduated from. So it was scary. So I know that she's probably a little nervous too. So I want all of you guys to be super uplifting and kind and just cheer her on, So we got 8 people over on the YouTube side. And how many people we got on Facebook side? Hey, Brandy, what's up, girl? Come join our live. Okay. Are y'all excited to hear Kimberly's story? I know I am. I'm a pretty good interviewer. Like I pretty much will let her kind of take the lead and share, just talk. And if I want to butt in, I always will like raise my hand and say, oh, wait a second, take us back there and tell us what happened again or whatever like that. But you guys send me your questions on that text number right there and I will I will ask Kimberly at the end of the video. So that way, everything goes smoothly. So I feel like we have a good amount of people in here. Let me go look at the Facebook side. I'm so excited. Okay. Hey, y'all. Okay, let's do this. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Oh, shoot. It's on private. No wonder nobody could see it. Hold on. I was wondering why nobody saw that. Edit privacy. Public. Thank you very much. Okay, just give me 5 more minutes, you guys, because I had to change it to public because nobody could see it on my Facebook page, and I want people to see it. Okay. 5 more minutes, you guys, because I had to change it to public because nobody could see it on my. I just got done picking up my little boy from school, and he is having his friend over to play. Is here to share her story. Okay, good. You can see my comments. Awesome. So the reason why I wanted to do it like this is because I can live stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So that way all my Facebook people who have been like following me can see the video, and then all my YouTube people can see the video, because since I've been posting, hey Lisa, what's up, girl? Since I've been posting on YouTube, on Facebook, you guys, it's been going insane. And I have to thank all of you guys that are on my Facebook page. We just hit 35,000 or 34,000 people on Facebook, which I didn't even have any followers on Facebook until like a month or two ago. And so I really want to thank you guys that are sharing my reels and stuff. It means a lot to me. It really, really does. And it helps me out a lot. So thank you so much. Hey, Matt, what's up? Welcome. Thank you for coming in. Come hang out with us. Is that your husband? Oh, I think it is. Matt, are you Kimberly's husband? Welcome to the stream. I'm happy to have you here. Okay, y'all, I'm not going to make her wait anymore. I'm going to bring her on. Okay, girl, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Yay, I'm so excited to have you on here. And you look beautiful. Thank you so much for being willing to come share your story. What I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm just going to let you take over. I'm going to zip my lip. All I ask you to do is share what it was like when you were a kid, then how you got into your addiction, how bad it got, and then what your life is like now. And if I have any questions, I'll kind of ask you. But for the most part, I'm just going to chill and let you be the main focus. Okay.
Okay. So as far as like when I was a kid, I grew up pretty sheltered. Like I didn't even smoke weed until I was 22 years old. So I grew up really sheltered. I was molested at 13. That was kind of hard. Something that I'm still trying to get over. But it's life. We work through it. We get past it, and we come out on top.
Was it like a family member or somebody that you knew?
It was an ex-boyfriend of my mom's.
I'm so sorry that happened. And that takes a lot of strength to come on here and to talk about that, because I know a lot of women that have gone through that and they feel a lot of shame, but that wasn't your fault. So you don't need to feel shame at all. Okay, yeah. I'll be quiet.
So my childhood was pretty sheltered. I grew up, moved out of my mom's house at 18. I didn't really, I started drinking at 21, legal age. I was kind of a goody-goody. I really was just a little goody-goody up until 2020. It was all the way up until 2020. My ex, he was very abusive to me. The father of my youngest daughter, he was very abusive to me. He tried killing me multiple times. It was bad. So one day we moved from Kissimmee, Florida to Jackson, Tennessee. I didn't know nothing about meth, but one day he came home from work and went into the bathroom with a whole nother grown man. And in my head, I'm like, all right, well, that's weird. What are you doing in the bathroom with a grown man? Like, okay. So in my head, I was like, that's weird. And then 2 weeks after he started doing that, he called it ice.
There's all kinds of different slangs, I feel like, all over the United States. I know when I was getting high on meth, it was back in like the 90s and early 2000s. And so back then they called it meth or crank or tweak, go fast, all kinds of different names. But now they call it ice because it's literally shards of ice. It looks like glass, It didn't look like that back in the day, though.
Yeah, so he was doing that, and he had offered it to me a few times, and I was turning him down. I was like, no, I don't even, for what? Like, I'm not interested. But as he kept going on it, like kept doing it, he would hit me more and beat me more and just treat me worse. So eventually I was like, hell, what the hell? If it's making you brave enough to put your hands on me, maybe it'll make me brave enough to fight back.
So did it make him like violent? Like, did you notice like a significant like personality change when he would be on it?
He was violent with or without it. It made him, I guess you could say it took like his inhibitions down, so he wouldn't control himself as much.
Right. Okay.
So, whereas he would control himself to not hit me before, now he was just whacking me all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, hell, if it made you brave enough to put your hands on me, maybe it'll make me brave enough to fight back. So around August of 2020 was the first time I used. I didn't stop using until March of 2021. And the way that happened was, it's me, my daughter, we're in this apartment. We're pretty much locked in the room because he's not letting us out. He's giving me, my daily supply of meth every day, leaving it on the bathroom counter. And I didn't do very much of it, I'm small. So I didn't really need very much. But the night before I quit using, I tried to OD. My method of using it was hot rails. So I did 10 hot rails back to back. I was just going. And like nothing happened. I went to sleep, woke up the next morning. And that was when I decided, like if he has tried to kill me and he couldn't kill me, if I tried to kill myself and I couldn't kill myself, I got to get out of here. So that day on March 4th, I put the drugs down. Even though he kept giving me my daily supply, I would just leave it there. And that was hard. That was so hard. Like seeing it there every morning and just leaving it there. But the alternative is like, what's going to happen to my daughter if I die? What's going to happen to my daughter if he kills me? So it was one of those things, like I had to put her before myself. I had to get my mind clear before I could come up with a way to get out of there. And when he realized that I had stopped using and what he was giving me was being left there, when he realized that, he waited one night till I was asleep. He had stolen property in our apartment, and somebody tipped the police. Me and my daughter were the only ones in the apartment, and there was a plate full of all of the meth that he had left right in the living room where the cop could see when I opened the door. So he was trying every which way to kill me, put me in jail. I don't know what he wanted. I don't know what he wanted to do. He didn't want me to leave him because every time I threatened to leave him, he would beat me. So I don't know what was going on in his head, but that's what happened. And on March 15th, I finally got out. My mom, the apartment we were in, where it's in her name. So I had her cut the electric off. We were in Tennessee, so it got cold really quickly. I told him, I was like, look, me and the baby can't stay here with no electricity. So we did that. My mom came and picked us up 2 hours after she cut off the electricity. And from there, I went into a faith-based women's abuse shelter and rehabilitation center. It was called the Dream Center. It's in Jackson. Great people. Like, I really think in a lot of ways they saved my life.
For sure. I mean, the fact that you were in such an abusive relationship, and then on top of it, y'all were both doing methamphetamine, like that's really scary. I just watched this true crime show last night, and a girl's boyfriend was doing dope. He got enraged and took her out to the woods and was like stabbing her and slicing her throat and all kinds of stuff. That is is the scariest thing to me, is that how their personality can just change in just, seconds.
Like split second, you're one person and then a whole completely different person. It was crazy.
How hard was it for you to stay away from meth with it being right there in your house every day? Tell us about that.
It's like needing water. It's like needing water and not drinking it.
Yeah, like not being able to breathe, and your breath is sitting there on the plate.
Right.
And you could just go and get it.
And it's like I could have, but that would have kept me there longer. So it was always my daughter who was like, she was a year old at the time. She's gonna be 3 later this month.
She was just a baby. Is that your daughter with him, with the abusive guy?
Yeah.
Oh man. So how long had y'all been together before he started using meth, or had he been kind of like dabbling the whole time?
All right, so he had been with other stuff before that, like Molly, ecstasy. He was very heavy on Molly, but he had never done meth until we got to Tennessee. So we were together 3 years. Out of the 3 years, he was probably sober like 6 months.
Okay, tell me what was the last straw? Like, what was the straw that broke the camel's back that made you say, I can't do this anymore. I've got to get out of here.
Okay, so this was the day after Valentine's Day. I had a pink gun and I had it put up, of course. And he had got me a Valentine's Day card. Now, he didn't write anything on the Valentine's Day card, so I just kind of put it in the drawer. Like, I don't want to know what Hallmark thinks about me. I want to know what you think about me. So I put it in the drawer, and that started a whole argument because apparently I was unappreciative and I was being rude and uncaring of his gift. So that went on a whole. He found my gun, grabbed it, put it to my head, and pulled the trigger. My gun jammed. So
your God was watching over you. You know that, right? Because I mean, like for you coming from such a sheltered background, like not having any like drug use or anything like that when you were younger, and then going straight into being on methamphetamine, like I worked my way up to methamphetamine. You know what I'm saying? And so it's when I tell people, like, I know fentanyl is killing people and I know people overdose on opiates, but methamphetamine is so freaking serious, dude. Like, it'll ruin your life faster than you can even imagine, you know? So the fact that you were able to get out of that when you did is like a miracle. It's a miracle.
I was 75 pounds when I left him.
Oh, yeah. Damn. And you were tiny. Yeah, tell me, when you got to that treatment center that you went to, the one where they helped you, tell us about what that was like. Like, what happened when you got there? What did you guys do all that good stuff?
So it was a faith-based center. So there's no like medical assistance. It's really just like you go in there and you do right, and that's it. In a lot of ways, they could have been a better facility. But every morning we had classes, every afternoon we had classes. There was Bible studies, and there was just one class that stuck out to me was 180. And basically it's going through your own life and like picking out pieces of your own life that show you why you do the things you do, why you act how you act. So that was, to me, probably the most helpful.
feel like, oh, go ahead, get your girl.
Sorry.
Okay, tell me this. Oh gosh, I just got distracted for a second. Shoot, what was I gonna say? I had it on the tip of my tongue. Okay. Oh, this is a. So, you told us that you had been, sexually abused when you were a young girl. Do you feel like that situation that happened to you when you were younger, kind of played a part in why you were willing to use drugs to, to escape or to numb the thoughts of that? Do you have
Absolutely.
issues? Like, do you still have issues coping with that still to this day?
Yeah, absolutely. I have. So I've not been in therapy, but doing my own research, I've been trying to help myself cope. But yeah, absolutely. I do believe that what happened to me when I was 13, what he did to me, I believe that I still have to deal with it every day. If I go to bed alone at night, I feel like I'm going to wake up to him in my room. Like, it's just something you just can't get over by yourself. And unfortunately, I've not had the emotional support or people to guide me to, going to a therapist and getting treatment like that.
Did you have, when you were younger, was your parents like super supportive, or were they like not really, were they absent, or did they just send you to school and kind of like not want to deal with it? Like, how was your family life?
So this is a hard question because I understand now, but then I didn't. My
Yeah.
mom was a single mom. She worked 2 jobs. She couldn't be there emotionally like I wanted her. Hey,
Yeah.
go
She
sit.
was probably like very tired and trying to do the best she could do.
Right.
How many of them were there? Just one of you, or was there multiple kids?
It was me and my younger sister.
Yeah, it's hard being a single parent
Yeah.
for sure. And then, like, when you're a single parent, you miss things because you're at work all the time. And then by the time you get off work, you're like, homework, what? And to be a single parent also, that puts you in a bracket where you're probably not making as much money as people who are. So the sending you to therapy or something like that costs money,
Absolutely.
So did you ever tell your mom about what happened when you were little?
So it happened when I was 13. When I was 16, I told her.
Yeah, same for me. Something happened to me when I was around 6 or 7, and I didn't tell my parents until I was 14 years old. And we legit had a picture of the dude in our kitchen because we went to California. We went to like Disneyland or whatever it was, and he was my grandmother's helper, and he went to Disneyland with us and was in this big family picture. And from the age of like 7 to 14, I didn't say anything. And then I told my mom, and my mom was like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And she took the picture down and ripped it up. But I was like scared because I thought if I said something, then I thought I did something wrong.
Right. That's how I felt at that time too. Like, it was like, I had already gotten in trouble for kissing boys in school and stuff like that. So having this happen, I'm going to get in trouble because I had already gotten in trouble for being little fast ass.
How was your grades and stuff in school? Did you have good grades, or were you like, tell me about that? Did you struggle or what?
I graduated high school with a 3.4 GPA. I wasn't always that good. I had to like really focus myself in high school. But through middle school, from the time I was molested, I would say, my grades tanked.
Yeah.
Tanked. I was F's and D's. I failed 6th grade. Like, I was not doing good until I realized that the only revenge is to do better.
Yeah. So I can't believe that you were able to walk away from methamphetamine like you did. Like, that's really well, you do have a kid though. So for the longest time in my addiction, I didn't have my son until 2014. And so I never had something that was like important enough to me, because I wasn't important to me, to
Right.
stop. But you had your little girl. And so I can imagine, like, especially with all the abuse that you were going through, that kind of like catapulted you into wanting to make a change in your life. You know what I'm saying? When you went into the treatment center, I always ask everybody this because everybody's different. So with methamphetamine, I believe that it's like more psychologically addicting than it is physically. But I always ask people, like, when you were going through withdrawal, did you feel like, were you having withdrawal, or were you just really tired? How did that go?
So I withdrawed before I got into the treatment center. When I got to the treatment center, I was completely clean. I smoke weed now, but weed is weed.
Do you use do you use medical marijuana as like a MAT kind of for your recovery?
I guess you would say that, yeah. I really just try to keep it to one, like less than a gram a night, just very much try to use it medicinally, try to get me to sleep, refocused, get my anxiety in check.
So tell me this, now that you are sober, because you've been sober for over a year now, right?
Right, a year and 5 months.
Now that you've been sober for a year and 5 months, what do you do every day that helps you to fight off triggers or cravings? Like, is there any like little things that you do that are special to you, or maybe something that that somebody else does that you've adopted? Tell me that.
Okay, so for myself, when I have cravings, I vocalize them, especially to my husband. He's never been through addiction like I've been through, but he understands me. So when I tell him, look, this is really bothering me right now, I'm craving, like when my ex got out of jail.
Yeah.
When my ex got out of jail, I was like, look, I need something. I need to go get high, like high. I don't want to think about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel this. I don't want to worry about this. So yeah, it was very much like, I very much vocalized it. That way, once it's said out loud, I'm held responsible for it.
Yeah. I'm the same way too. I will literally come on and tell the world about my triggers. You know what I mean? Because we call it over here snitching on my addiction. Mm-hmm. And I actually, made t-shirts that had that on the back of it. Now that I think about it, I'm so crazy. I can't believe I put that on the back of a shirt, but it was a good little saying, I think, because it helps me remember that, no matter what, like, I'm not alone, and sharing what I'm going through, it takes the weight off of my shoulders. Because when you're walking around through life and you're carrying all these things inside of you, and you're not telling anybody else, it can be very lonely, carrying that burden all by yourself. Tell me what else. Oh, did you get a restraining order or anything on your old man that used to be like that to you?
Okay, so me not growing up in the hood, but going to the hood an adult, Bureau was taught, snitching is bad. And then me personally, I couldn't be the reason my daughter's father was put in jail. So no, I had an order of protection after I left him, yes, but I never pressed any charges on him. I never called the cops when he was beating me. I tried. He would break my phones, though.
Has he ever came around trying to come and mess with you since he's gotten out of jail?
He's messaged me. Right now, I completely went no contact. If he wants to talk about the baby, he has to go through my husband.
Yeah.
He has to talk to my husband. If he wants to send money, he has to talk to my husband.
That's scary to me because, I mean, if he's on that makes me worried. If he's like on a meth bender or something and he's not thinking clearly, does he still live in the same town as you guys?
No, me and my husband and my daughter, we moved out of the state.
Okay, good. Okay, then I guess I feel better. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. These are kind of triggering. If you don't feel comfortable answering them, you don't have to. Everybody in the chat, if you get triggered easily, about talk about drugs, this might not be for you. So whenever you used methamphetamine for the first time, what was it like? How did you feel?
What was it like? All right, so I have a chronic illness, so I'm always tired.
Oh God, the literal story of my life. I don't have a chronic illness, but I'm always tired.
Yeah, so I have a chronic illness, so I'm always tired. It's been like that my whole life. So using meth for the first time, I felt normal for the first time. I was able to get stuff done. I was able to be a good, what I thought was a good mom. I was playing with the baby. I was cleaning the house. Dinner was ready. I felt good. And that's why it was so easy to get hooked on it.
Yeah, that's what why a lot of women, like I was the same way. It made me feel like I did better. It made me feel like I was getting more things done. Also, it helped me maintain my weight. Now you're tiny, it looks like naturally, so it had an effect on you that you got even smaller. Right. I mean, I can't even imagine you at 75 pounds. That is tiny. You had to have had like really sunk in cheeks. This was all sticking out your collarbone.
My eyes were sunk in. My cheekbones were. My collarbones were way out. Like
you could probably see your chest bones, huh? Too.
My rib cage and everything. Yeah, it was bad.
I know what a hot rail is, but for the people who don't know anything about meth, tell us what a hot rail is.
So it's you take a glass pipe, light up the end, and like you would break up coke, you break up meth on the table as a powder and inhale the smoke.
Yeah, put the cool end in your nose and then it blow out smoke. And listen to me. Before I started shooting up, that was the only way that I was the same way. I did those because it was like the next best thing to shooting up. You know what I'm saying? And then I started shooting up, and that was all downhill from there. You're really lucky you didn't catch no charges. You didn't go. Did you shoplift? Did you leave your house when you were on meth or no?
I was not allowed to leave my house at all. Ever.
Okay. You were on lockdown. Crazy motherfucker. Yeah. that would have been miserable. Like, oh man, because I did you get paranoid and like hear voices or see people that weren't there? Did anything like that happen to you when you used meth?
No, not at all.
Did you stay up for days and days on end, or did you always sleep?
I always went to sleep at night. Yeah. I was always able to go to sleep.
I couldn't go to sleep. I think a lot of it was because I would just continue using on through the night. But for some people, since you have chronic illness and you're always don't have energy and you're tired, it was probably like just balancing you out. What is your chronic illness? Do you mind sharing that with us?
Yeah, I have Sjogren's syndrome. It's an autoimmune disorder. So basically, my body is attacking itself all the time.
So what happens? Does it tell me what happens to do you break out in rashes? Tell me?
Well, so it's been different through different phases of my life. Right now it's presenting with arthritis, and dystonia. So,
what's dystonia?
So dystonia is a movement disorder. Your muscles contract and release on their own.
Oh, okay.
So basically it's like I'm having a seizure, but I'm fully awake and can have a conversation with you.
Oh, wow. Does it hurt?
It hurts like hell.
Damn, man. How did you get that? Did it run in your family, or did your mom have it?
Well, we don't know. Like, nobody in my family has had it, and so we don't know how I got it. We don't know where it came from or why it's presenting. But yeah, it's just something I've been dealing with for my life,
Does addiction run in your family? Is there anybody that you're related to that struggles with the disease of addiction?
I know I had an uncle, but he wasn't really close to me. So
do you think, tell me this, do you think, so for that year that you were getting fucked up, do you think that you have addiction, or do you feel like you were using because you were being pressured by him? Like, cause you know what I'm saying? Like, let me share an example with you. So what I've learned about addiction is that a lot of people who have addiction, they lose the power. They can't make the right choices. So they lose the power of choice when they're using. They lose control. And so when people tell you things like, oh, you can stop, like it's really not that easy to stop because they lose control and they're just like on autopilot. Is that what it was like for you? Or do you feel like you still kind of had control?
It was very much, I was in autopilot. I did not have control. I was getting dope sick. If I didn't have it, it was very much an addiction that I had to make an active choice every day from the 4th to the 15th of March to get out.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you told us that you had to like how you got out. Can you tell us how you were able to escape from him being abusive? Because there's a lot of people who are going to watch this who are in domestic violence relationships and they don't even know how to begin to get out of those relationships.
Yeah, that was a huge issue for me, was trying to get out, because every phone that I had, he broke. I wasn't allowed out of the house. I did leave once, but I went back because that was around the time that I started using meth and I needed it. So I did leave once and I went back. Every day I wish I never went back. But,
I've done the same thing. Don't feel bad. I was in an abusive relationship too for 6 years, so I get it. It's hard to get out. And then what happens is you start thinking, well, I can help them to change. He's going to be better.
Yeah.
He said he's not going to do it anymore, but he loves me. And then your brain starts believing that love and being beat it comes with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely understand that. Trauma bonding is one of the most difficult things to break. Trauma bonding is where the same person who beats you, tears you down, whether it be verbally or physically, but that's the same person, the only person giving you any type of affection.
Yeah.
So because he isolated me from everybody, I had nobody. I had no external voices telling me that this isn't right.
Did your family like worry about you? Did they call to check on you or anything like that? Was anybody like, Kim, you got to get out of this. Like, this is not healthy.
So, yes and no. So, my little sister was in an abusive relationship before I was. So she kind of was like, you know where this is going to go. If you stay with him, I'm not going to contact you anymore. And at the time I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh well, sis. When you got out, did you have to like sleep, or did you like, tell me this? Because I've seen women like, they tell their stories on TikTok, and like one girl, she had to like pack a bag and have it like hidden somewhere, so that way when her and her kid got out, they like made like a escape.
So I tried that a couple times. I had a bag packed and it was in the closet, and he found my bag and he beat me. Every time he found my bag that I had packed, he beat me. So yeah, that wasn't working for me. It really was like he had got to the point in his addiction where he was going out and buying drugs instead of paying the bills. So that's where I came up with the conclusion.
You used the light bill or the electricity bill. That was smart. I wouldn't have thought about that. And so he basically let y'all leave because he was like, I understand it is cold in here and I don't want the baby to get sick.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. You got lucky, girl. I feel like that was a blessing. God was watching over you. Do you believe in God, or are you religious?
Yes. I absolutely believe in God. I believe that God brought me through all of this. I believe that he allowed me to go through this so that I can help people who are going through it.
Yeah.
like my ultimate dream right now is to open up a facility. I want to buy out an abandoned apartment building, convert it into newer, updated apartments, and
Uh-huh.
have women with their children who have been abused and need a safe place to stay.
I think that would be really awesome if you could do that.
Yeah,
You could
I'm gonna do it. It's just
you need to
about
start
when.
you need to start online making videos and building a following, so that way when you make your, I think it's like a 501c3, a nonprofit, when you
Yeah,
build that, then you'll already have like an established following of people online who would be willing to like donate and help out with furniture and cool stuff like that,
yeah,
because you could use your social media as a way to market and share about what the homes that you're going to be helping. I imagine it would probably be like one big place where they all get their own apartment or own room where they can have their kids with them, that kind of
yeah.
thing.
I want it to be like as to feel as much as home as possible. Like
I think that's awesome.
I want you to come in and feel like you're safe. Know that there's somebody downstairs guarding the door so nobody can even get in. Like if you need furniture for your kids, we have clothes, like food. That's where I want to get to. I want to get to where these women could come and be completely safe and not have to worry about anything. I want to be able to provide medical care, dental, because my teeth are messed up.
How did your teeth get messed up from the year that you were using, or for him beating on you?
Both.
Okay, I figured you probably got hit, a couple times. One of my friends got her teeth knocked out because of being beat up.
Yeah, I got this tooth knocked out and this tooth cracked. I got 2 more teeth in the back that got knocked out, and then I have like rotting from the drug use.
It's okay though. Listen to me, girl. One thing that I have noticed is that a lot of us that struggled with addiction have teeth issues, but
Yeah.
you can get them, you can get those fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get your teeth fixed. You can get them all pulled out and get dental implants or dentures. My girlfriend just got all her teeth pulled out, 21 teeth, and she got implants where they screw them into the bone in her gums. So
Okay.
that's all can be changed. You know what I mean? Don't be hard on yourself about that kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I know. I try not to be. It's just perception is everything. I'm a small girl. You don't really know me. You see me with messed up teeth. First thought is, oh, she's a junkie.
Right. I know what you mean. People do have, they do. So, okay, tell me, now that you're sober, you have your little girl, where did this husband come from?
Oh, he just popped up out the woodwork. Let me stop. So I met Matt on Facebook dating, one of my best friends while I
What?
was, yes.
What is Facebook dating? What is that?
Okay, so it was a big thing like a year ago.
Really?
So my friend, while I was at the center, she made me a profile, and literally 20 minutes after I had put pictures up and everything, he goes, so how long have you been on here? I was like, for 20 minutes. And he goes, just today? I was like, no, period. And, it's just been, he's the only person I talked to on there. And that night, we had an amazing conversation. It was like on the phone, he actually called me and we had a real conversation. Because I was in that center, we weren't allowed to date. But I did let the director know that I was talking to a man, so I was allowed to talk to him. So it was great. We talked every night until 10 o'clock when they took our phones, and it's been a dream ever since. I fell in love with him before we had our first kiss, and I'm still in love with him. I'm even more in love with him than yesterday.
And he doesn't use drugs at all.
Well, he smokes cigarettes and weed, but he's pretty straightforward.
That's good though. So you know how I made that video the other day about somebody said something about you can't date in the first year of your sobriety. How do you feel like dating affected your recovery? Did cause you any problems, or was it actually beneficial for you?
It was beneficial for me because I had somebody who, even though he couldn't relate to me, he understood and he empathized with me.
Right.
So I had somebody that I could speak to. I don't know. It helped me a lot.
I know what you mean. And having that extra support there, especially after not having a significant other that was very supportive for so long,
Right.
having one that is probably a big change.
Absolutely.
Now that you're sober, this is the last question I'm going to ask you. Okay. I know you have your little girl, right?
Right.
Okay. I know you have your little girl. If you could share with anybody I want you to think about the people that are watching. Think about somebody that's struggling. They're in their active addiction right now. They have their kids or they just lost their children. What is something that you would tell a person that was struggling in active addiction? What would you share with them?
Well, at the end of the day, you go through addiction because the devil wants to bring you down. The reason we go through everything that we have to go through is because we're people who God's chosen. And the people who God's chosen is the people that the devil takes down the first. So, like, your children, if the devil's attacking you, he's going to attack your children. So you need to get your mind clean and you need to get your life together so that you can protect your children from the devil's attacks.
Yeah, I do believe that we are chosen because not very many people can survive the things that we survive in our active addiction and then come and share about it and be able to help other people. I agree with that 100%. Like, for real. I'm so glad that you came on. You were my first, I don't know what I want to call it, but I want to call it something where, because I want it to call like family lives or my people, because you guys are my people, so I'm trying to figure out like a name that I want to call it for the stories of you guys coming on here. But I really appreciate you. I know your little girl is probably wanting your attention. Thank you so much for coming up here and sharing with me. And I just love you so much. And I'm going to upload this on YouTube. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, girl. Well, I'm really proud of you. Keep on doing the damn thing. If you need any support or anything, you can always DM me. And yeah, I'm proud of you. And I'll let you off here, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
It was so nice talking to you.
Hell yeah. Text me later, okay?
I will.
All right. Bye. Okay, you guys. That was our first, I don't know what we're going to call it. Family Live. Like, what I'm doing is I want to have people who watch me, like you guys from the audience, come and share your stories. Okay. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll find other content creators to come and share their stories. And I thought, I do that all the time. Why don't I start asking people that actually follow me and spend a lot of time on my content, sharing it, liking it, and helping me, right? By doing those things, why don't I ask my people to come up and share their stories? So for those of you guys that didn't know that, you can DM me and I will schedule a day for you to come on, just like me and Kimberly did, and you can come share your stories, and then I'll get to ask you all the questions at the end. But is there anything? Okay, so I'll stay on here for like another 15 minutes or so. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about or ask, or are you going through anything that you want to share? Is anybody struggling with anything, or do you want to celebrate something and share something with us and tell us? Because guess what? Let me get this link. Hold on just a second, you guys. Copy to clipboard. Bada bing, bada boom. I can have you guys come up on the stream. So, do you see that link right there that I just dropped in the comment section? You can click that link if you want to come up here and share something before we get off here. And we'll make it an even hour on the live stream. The other day we talked about medication assisted treatment and pregnancy and That was a really, really good live stream. Today I was talking a lot about, what it takes for people to get sober. And so like for me, in my experience, it took me going through losing my son to get sober. So what I believe happens is that consequences start happening. Each one of us start going through shit starts hitting the fan, right? It could be anything. It could be losing your job. It could be your parents being mad at you. It could be anything. But stuff starts going awry, and then we realize, damn, I've been ruining my life, man. I can't live like this anymore. Like, I've got to make a change, And so I talked about that a little bit today. But man, I've been hooked on these damn true crime videos, y'all. Earlier, I went live and I went through a whole explanation of these true crime shows that I've been watching. It's crazy. But what I'm going to do is we will do these kind of lives where we have a guest speaker on around 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, once or twice a week. Oh, no, Alfred, you're more than welcome to be in here. Everybody's allowed to be in here. All guys and girls. It's just there's just more girls than there are guys because of me, probably. But y'all are all welcome to come in here and hang out. Okay. If you want to come tell your story, you guys, message me, send me a DM. I'm getting through all of y'all's DMs. I think I've gotten all through them. I watch Oxygen Channel all day. Yeah, Opal, I've been watching the I Survive series. And when I tell you, girl, it is freaking badass. It is. I get into it. This is what I wanted to show y'all. So you know how I told you guys I keep getting the messages from the sex websites? Can you see that? It says Naughty Girls Room 1790. What is that? And then when I open it up, it has it's just weird. So I have to go through and delete all these so I can get to y'all's messages. Yeah, story times are for everybody. And I would love to get some guys on here to share y'all's stories too. So if you're a guy and you feel comfortable sharing your story, please reach out to me because I would love to have you guys on here too. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this live stream and I'm going to go live on TikTok here in a second. I got to take my medicine and get something to drink. But if you guys want to join me for a TikTok live stream, I'll be on there in about 15 minutes. Okay. And my TikTok account is Discovering Nicole 7754. Okay.
You got glasses? I see your one glasses up here. All right, Jelly.
Okay.
I gotta get them some food.
Who?
The dogs.
Oh, okay. You have to buy food? I thought we had a bag of food.
Yeah, but Paco can't eat the hard stuff, and
Okay. All right. Okay, guys. I'm going to go. I'm going to wrap this up, post this video, and go text Kimberly and tell her what a wonderful job she did. If you guys aren't following Kimberly, her name is Kimberly Dyer, Dyer. She's on Facebook. Go give her a follow, send her a message, and let her know how proud of her you are, okay, for coming up here. That was her first time to ever share her story, okay? And like I said, I don't care how long you did drugs or how long you've been sober. Everybody has a testimony to tell, and I would love for you guys to come share your stories, okay? I'm just the mom of a meth addict, so listening to your stories helps me a lot. Some days I almost lose hope, so I appreciate all the stories. Yeah, absolutely, girl. I got you. And there's always hope, okay? As long as your child has breath in their lungs, there's always a chance for recovery. The hard thing about methamphetamine addiction is that it makes you believe that meth makes you believe that it makes you better. I mean, you heard Kimberly and you've heard me too. You feel like you're getting things done. You feel like you're productive. You have energy, but it's actually not better. You're actually fucking shit up, And now, of course, at the beginning, when I first started abusing methamphetamine, I was okay. But as your addiction progresses and as it gets worse and as you need more and more and more to achieve the same feeling that you did at the beginning, the worse it gets. So if you ever need to talk, just send me a message and I got you covered, or an email if you're more comfortable with that. But that number on the screen is my cell phone. So y'all can always text me on that number too. I'm really good about answering texts back. Okay. Now phone calls, I talk on the phone all day long. So I really do like texting though. Okay, guys. Okay. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I hope y'all had Enjoyed the live stream. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see y'all over on TikTok. Okay. All right. Bye, you guys.